Ever since Groot came to the scene first with the first movie in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the second installment, he took over the world by storm. And today we're gonna talk a little bit more about him, especially what powers he has that you probably still don't know about. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Number 10. He can fly in space. If anyone doubts about Groot starring in a solo movie and having the essence to do it, then that person has not read the amazing 2015 Groot solo comic. It's one for all ages, lighthearted, and filled with playful artwork, elements which will definitely put a smile on your face. One of the most interesting things about his solo comic is the aspect of his rarely shown abilities and talents, and one of which is that he's able to fly in space. Groot can be easily distracted, as we've all witnessed, and when he got distracted on his way of saving Rocket from a bounty hunter, he nonchalantly jettisons out of the spaceship and propels through the empty abyss. An adventure which showed us that he doesn't need oxygen to survive and that he can maneuver in outer space according to his needs. Number 9. Dendrokinesis. One of the few known characters to be able to use dendrokinesis, the ability to control things made out of wood, living or dead, is Groot. Think of everything made out of wood around you, well, Groot could use it to attack you on a whim, or just as easily have it cook dinner. As a skilled wood manipulator, he's able to shape, create, and command any wooden substance to do whatever he likes, and whenever he likes. He's the Magneto, but with timber. We first saw this power of his when he used it to bring an entire forest to life, and ever since then, he has used this power to his advantage, crushing foes and helping allies along the way. He can also change the DNA of the wood, but more on that later. Number 8. Genius Intellect. Groot may look like a mumbling idiot who can only say 3 things, but don't let that smirk on his face fool you. He's a bona fide genius. All members of Groot's race are exposed to photonic knowledge from a young age, which, to put it short, means that they basically have the intellects of Yoda, Albert Einstein, and Bill Nye the Science Guy combined. And apparently Groot was top of his class out of all his sentient brethren. To prove this, we have the example of Groot where he used his intellect to good use and helped the inhuman villain and occasional hero Maximus the Mad rigging quantum inhibitors with shunt energizers. Don't worry, even we don't know what all this means, but he was the one that saved the day.
They're all idiots!
Number 7. Size Manipulation. We only saw bits and pieces of Groot using these powers. We were able to see him manipulating his limbs to extend to near infinite lengths, but he can also alter the size of his entire body. And while in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which lead you to believe that it takes a long time for him to grow from a dancing sprout to a yelling baby, his appearances in the comics have shown otherwise. In there, Groot rises from a potted seedling to gigantic proportions in a matter of seconds, all in order to free the Spartax Royal Guard. An evidence at hand that he's able to grow as much as he likes within the boundaries, in the matter of seconds. Conversely, on several occasions, he also showed that he's able to shrink down to a pint-sized sapling very fast too.
Open. Has this symbol on it, okay?
Number 6. Durability. Most of the time, we all know that trees are easy to take down. An axe, a box of matches, termites, or even Hulk's fists would do the work. This would be the case if you're not going against Groot and his super durable bark. Composed of bioreactive material native only to his home world known as sentient wood, and this rare dense wooden hide is tough enough to withstand much of the traditional weaponry we can think of, and any insect infections at that too, making him what we would call Flora Colossus. On his endeavors, he proved to be a very tough nut to crack, and to let you compare just how tough Groot's husk is, all we can say is that his husk is tougher than adamantium. Think about that. Number 5. Fire Resistance. While being fire resistance might not seem like anything special, when you think of Groot off a giant wooden tree, this power is nothing short of miraculous, because unlike the vast majority of things that come out of the forest, Groot's alien composite provides immunity to most fire. This power of his first came into play when he was terrorizing a small village and the townsfolk threw torches at him, thinking that it'll do the trick. However, they were wrong, and on other many occasions, Groot has found himself surrounded by blazing infernos all over the galaxy, getting out with only a burn on his husk at best.
I am Groot.
Number 4. He can create mini-clones. What is the one thing better than a tiny Groot? What about an infinite number of tiny Groots? Sounds fun, right? Well, Groot is capable of this. One of his more delightful superpowers is the ability to create miniature versions of himself. What is more interesting about this is that each and every one of them has its own individual mind and come equipped with the same abilities their creator has. The same abilities Groot possesses. Pretty cool ability to have, and a very handy power that comes in handy when a clan of cosmic assassin clowns made out of sentient wood attack, which happens a lot in the comics.
Out of the way, dumber, smaller Groot!
Number 3. He's telepathic. If you've ever wondered how Rocket can understand Groot even with him only saying 3 words, you're not alone. One could even think that there's a telepathic communication between the two, or maybe Rocket has spent enough time with his wooden giant and can understand all his different inflections and hidden meanings behind the 3 words, I am Groot. This would eventually mean that he has some sort of telepathic powers that are able to manifest in other people around him if that individual spends some time with him. Which also means that Groot is capable of chatting you up via his brainwaves, which is always a pretty cool thing to have in your arsenal, right?
Groot, put that thing away. Now, I don't want to tell you again. Groot.
I am Groot.
Number 2. Chlorokinesis. Groot's unique powers of being a tree don't stop at dendrokinesis and the power to control all forms of wood. He also came known to be a master of chlorokinesis, possessing the ability to control all plant life, including the likes of moss, vines, seeds, leaves, fruits, flowers, everything that falls under the command of the monarch of Planet X. Unlike Poison Ivy, who holds a similar power, Groot more often than not uses this power of his to good use, building hammocks made out of vines for Rocket to sleep in or growing flowers to give to the children and make their day. All in all, Groot just wants to make the galaxy a better place, one plant coming to life at a time because that's just the type of tree he is.
I live for the simple things.
Number 1. Impossible cosmic powers. The power cosmic is not something to mess around with, and if you're looking to tap into your full potential, then try taking a swig from the Black Vortex. This object created by the Celestials lets any user access the impossible cosmic power. This is what happened with Groot, when he along with Cyclops and Iceman were trapped inside a flying alien spaceship, and they decided that their best chance is to give themselves over to the Black Vortex, and the result? Well, Groot elevated to a cosmic entity. While these powers were eventually removed from him, Groot for a few issues in the comics was one of the most powerful beings of the universe. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below which of Groot's powers you found most shocking and why. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.